going on, YouTube? Out here in the rain because I'm super excited about to make another aquaponic system. This is all the parts I'm thinking about using so far. I've got a plastic concrete mixing tub, the large kind. It's like 12 bucks. I've got the pump, the water pump from the Aquaponic system. I've got a stick of 2-inch, stick of 3/4, got some funny pipe there, various fittings. I've got 2 of these tubs, but I'm only going to set up one for right now, get that going, make sure that works, and figure out where I'm actually going to put this system. Right now I'm just going to put it back where it was with the old, the very first system, if you remember that video. I've got my net over there so that I can strain some pea pebbles. Just toss them right in there and then use the hose and just keep washing it. All the sediment comes right out of it, but holds the rock in there, so it comes in handy. Got some various plumbing parts. All that's for the drain there. Got the 2-inch caps for the 2-inch pipe to make a bell siphon. Got 4-inch pipe there so that I can make a shroud for it. And then I've got lava rock and I've got pea pebbles. Not sure which one I'm going to use first. I decided I was going to go with lava. Then I decided maybe I should do lava on the bottom, pea on the top, and then I kept thinking about all the pea's going to do is fall down to the bottom anyway. So maybe I'll do 1 pea and 1 lava and see how each one works and if one is better than the other. First things first, we got to drill a hole in the bed and get this whole drain assembly going, and I guess put it in place. I'm going to put it right over there where the other one was. And there's the old fish tank. I'm going to use that again for a fish tank. Got my hose on standby, ready to go. So I guess my first step will be where do I want my drain? And I was thinking, since it's got the curved here, I was thinking about having it up as close as I can in one corner. So pretty much that's what I'm going to do, is put it right there in the corner, and then the other one I'll do the opposite. It'll be the other side. That way, you know, they both can be close to the fish tank. Put them on either side of each other and they'll be good to go. So I guess this will be my left drain. I took my 4-inch pipe and set this in here. That's going to be my shroud to keep all the rock from falling down the drain into the bell siphon. So I put this sucker down, and then I don't know if you can see that, but oh yeah, you can. Traced right there about where that would be. So now I'm just going to go dead center of that, drill a 1-inch hole, and then screw in my 3/4 fitting to start on the drain for the bell siphon. Use a 1-inch paddle bit and hole's done. Now all I gotta do is Teflon up my male fitting and then screw it right into there, and pretty much we're mostly done with the drain. And just like that, drain is already done. All I did for the bottom part was I screwed in the female fitting right onto the male, added a small length of pipe, doesn't matter how long. We can fix that all later. Pretty much all I'm trying to do is get it so it will drain, and then I'll adjust it from there. And to be perfectly honest, I don't even think this is the way it's going to be sitting ultimately. I think I'm going to reverse that and make it a little bit better. But for now, that's all we need to do. Inside, just added a piece of pipe. This is the only one I actually measured, and the only reason I did that was I measured the sides, and they're supposed to be 8 inches tall, and subtract a little bit for the base of that, and I decided with 5 inches. So I've got a 5-inch pipe, and if you look down in there you can't really see, but it's not even all the way seated down, so I still have a couple more inches. I still have a small amount of space, probably like I don't know, a 1/4 inch or something, that pipe can go down a little bit, or I can just trim off the top, so it doesn't really matter. But the point is, just get it up there about where you want it, and then you can always go back and fix it, because you don't need the shroud to actually test it, and you don't need the rock in there and everything. Like, now that that's all done, next we got to work on the bell siphon. So let's actually get the 2-inch pipe out there, and let's go ahead and cut that thing and put a cap on, drill some holes, and let's put that in there. Alright. And there we go, bell siphon. Made that sucker 9 inches long, put the cap on there, drilled some 1/2-inch holes in the bottom. I did it 9 inches because I wanted it to be up a little bit higher, stick up out of the bed so it's not in the shroud. Whenever the shroud is on there, which it'll be like this, That way it'll be nice and easy to grab a hold of and pull right out if I need to. The other ones are almost flush with the top of the shroud, and it's not like it's hard to get it out or anything. I just wanted to make it a lot easier. So that's done. Now all I need is holes in that shroud, and pretty much that's it. Hook up the pump, fill up the fish tank, and that's pretty much all I need. Alright, 4-inch pipe. Got some 1/4-inch holes. Drill it all through it. It still looks sloppy, even though I tried to clean it up a little bit. But that's good enough for testing. And I'm sure these little plastic things, when they fall off, are just going to float in there anyway. So, let's go ahead and get this pump hooked up, fill up the tank, and let's see if we can make this work. Okay, pretty much all set. Got the pump set way down in there. Tucked it away in the corner. Got some funny pipe. Run straight up. Had to throw a coupler in there. Over there. Nice little tab on this mortar tub so that you can throw a zip tie on there. Don't even have to drill a hole in the tub. Just add a little bit of downspout there with a riser just to angle the water down and keep it from popping backwards there. It did want to flip backwards, but drain assembly is all ready to go. Flip that around, so it's going to be that way now. So we're all ready. Let's turn on. I also overflowed the tub here. We had some floaters. You can still see there's some floating particles in there. All right, well, we're ready to go. So let's fire this sucker up and see how see if it actually drains. Alrighty, got some water coming in, and we got some plastic floaters already in there, so that's pretty fun. I'll have to get them out after this drains a couple times. We'll just dump this entire fish tank, and that way we can just start all over fresh. That's why I like doing it this way. Don't put the rock in yet. Make sure that everything works and everything's gonna be fine. And definitely clean out all the particles out of the water and everything, because there's going to be all kind of crap, little plastic pieces from when you drill in the pipe, all kind of different stuff. There's little fish nets that you can get to scoop out fish at the pet store. I just picked one up. It was like $3.99. Those things work great for getting some of these small particles out, or in your pool too. You use that in the pool application as well. Alright, going pretty good. No action on the drain, which is good. Shouldn't have any kind of action going on there. Don't see any dripping or anything like that, so that's also very good. Looks like I still remember how to plumb. That's nice. Alrighty, we're getting just about there. Water level nice and high there. Pull the bell siphon off. Set it over there for right now, just so we can see how the water level's going up. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of water taken out of here. But one thing to remember is that when you're doing this, when you add the rock into here, that's going to displace a lot of the water. So you don't really have to worry about this much water coming out of the fish tank and then being put into the bed. It's going to be a lot less than that. And there goes that one. Alright, so let's get this bell siphon on here. We're almost to the very top right there. We got stuff floating in here because it's not weighted down. Alright, well, we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and see this sucker drain. Look how low that water is. It's pretty funny. Like I said, you get some rock in there, it's going to displace a lot of that water. And then whenever you get another bed, because I'm going to run 2 beds off this, same size and everything. Whenever I get another bed, I'm going to have them alternating. So about when this one's about halfway full, the other one will go ahead and start draining. So it'll fill up the fish tank, which probably with 2 tubs with halfway full, since this one's just about ready to drain, that's probably about as low as the water's going to get. So as long as I don't have too many fish, I should be okay. And there we go. We've got a trickle started. So we know it's going to drain a little bit anyway. Let's see if the bell siphon actually works. The level's nice and high there. Here, going a little bit more. Water's still pumping in there. Alright. That's a pretty high water level going in there, so it should drain pretty quick, like. Let's see. Oh, wow, you can actually hear it in the bell siphon. There it goes. So that's it. That's about as far as that water level is going to go down with no rock in there. If anybody knows about how you cycle an aquaponic garden, it can be a real pain in the butt. There's many ways to do it. There's a fishless cycle, there's cycles with fish, there's cycles without plants, there's cycles with plants, there's all these different things. To be perfectly honest, I really am not an expert on it at all. I pretty much do it the hardest way that there is, and that's pretty much, I just go ahead, put my rock in the garden, in the bed there, I go ahead, plant my plants out, and then I just throw fish in and let it cycle, and eventually it will take, and it usually takes about a month or 6 weeks, whereas if you do a fishless cycle, it usually takes like 2 or 3 weeks. And but that's the way I like to do it, the hard way. You know, can't have an easy route. As you can see, the amount of water going in is a little bit faster than I need it. It's not shutting off, which isn't a big deal. That's what I thought. Alright, so this is not wanting to shut off. Just wants to keep draining. It's no big deal. Just normally when you make one of these, there's going to be some adjustment that you have to do, and like I said, I just literally slapped this together. It took me longer to pick up the camera and say what was going on than it did to actually do it. I could have had this whole thing done in probably 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, something like that, if I wouldn't have picked up the camera. But whenever you get done with it, it's pretty much just a bunch of adjustments that you have to do. Alright, number 3, now we're draining again. Another good tip for whenever you're doing this kind of testing, if you have any extra buckets laying around, some rocks or something like that, something heavy to hold the buckets down, throw them right in the bed. That way you put some displacement in the bed, which makes less water have to go in there, and you'll have to wait a lot less. Alright, well at this point, I'm not going to keep on messing with the bell siphon or anything like that. That's enough experiments for today. I guess the real experiments will take place once I have 2 going. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and turn the pump down and click it back, I don't know, 2 notches or something, and that should be enough to slow down the water rate so that it can actually stop draining. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the flow rate, so that's going to solve this problem, and then I'm going to wash some lava rock. Alright, first time draining after I put all the rock in there. So let's see if this thing actually stops. I haven't turned down the pump at all. It's still at the same power that it is. Full power. And as you can see, it's still overflowing. Just rinsed everything out. Dumped that whole fish tank. Pump making some goofy noises in there. Probably a little bit of sediment in there. And it's magnetic drive, so it's probably the impeller getting stopped up a little bit there. Alright, failed attempt, what is this, number 4, 5, whatever it is. Alright, well, now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the pump a little bit, do 2 clicks, and hopefully that's all it'll need. Here we go again. We're now 6 clicks below full force on the pump. And it's just a little dial that has notches in it. So we click down 6. Turned that last 90 there. We turned it downward a little bit. Let's see if we can actually get this to shut off. And there we go. That's all we need. So there we go. Now we've got an actual working aquaponic garden. So pretty much I guess I'm gonna go ahead and let this run back and forth all night. Probably wash out those rocks again in the morning and dump the entire fish tank. And then pretty much I'm ready to go ahead and throw in some plants and then start my actual cycling. But that's it. That's all you have to do to get an aquaponic garden started. So, how come you haven't gotten on yours? Alright, well, that's all I got this week. So, anybody that wants to try one, I say get on it, man. Just do it. Even if you fail, at least you did something. Well, you need some rock, a couple different pieces of pipe, and some kind of fish tank and a pump, and you're ready to go. So that's all it takes, man. So I'm gonna add another bed to this, but before I add another bed, I'm actually gonna move this entire thing to wherever it's gonna permanently be. This is just a temporary location. So whenever I figure out where that's gonna be, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and plant some plants in here, get some fish in there, and we'll be ready to do some growing. So that's all it takes, man. Get on it, people. Alright. Till next time, man. Later.